This ball is crushed.
You're listening to the New York Yankees Recaps Podcast, where we're talking New York Yankees baseball all season long.
Aaron Judge. I am so glad that Aaron Judge is a New York Yankee. The guy's almost like a superhero. If he could stay on the field a bit more, there's no telling what he can do. Some of the injuries have reoccurred, the oblique, so you hope that they find a training program, maybe with this new Eric Crassie guy, that can sort of take some strain off of his oblique. But before we get into all that, let's go back through Aaron Judge's career. He was a first-round pick, came up in 2016, and everybody just talked about his size and his strikeouts. But I don't think anyone really understood the type of player that he would become. We heard that he was a plus defender. I had no idea that his arm was as good as it was. It's probably the best Yankees arm I've seen since Jesse Barfield in the early 90s. Aaron Hicks has a good arm too, but it's not as accurate as Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge covers a lot of ground. He makes diving catches, and because he's, 4 or 5 inches taller than most players, he's able to catch balls that a lot of people don't get to. He can get over the fence without even really jumping. I would hate to play basketball against Aaron Judge. I mean, he's just massive. He could box you out, just take a slight jump and dunk it in. I think he did play basketball in high school, and he dominated. But anyway, comes up in 2016, hits a home run in his first game, 458 feet off the center field glass of the restaurant. Hits another home run the next day, a line drive over the right center field auxiliary scoreboard. Then he struggles for a while. He finishes with a low batting average, and there were some questions coming into 2017. Would he be able to play at the major league level at his size and with the amount that he strikes out? Because he struck out about half the time in 2016. 2017 comes up, and right out of the gate, you notice something. He's revamped his stance a little bit. He's a little more crouched, got a bit more of an uppercut, and he's attacking the ball early in the count. So he wasn't striking out much early on. If you remember that opening day, I think it was in Tampa Bay. He attacked early in the count. He hit a double. He had another base hit. And then a few days later, he goes deep at Yankee Stadium, and then he really takes off in that series against the White Sox, where he hit one about halfway up the left field bleachers. About a month later, he hits one over the bleachers against the Orioles. So Aaron Judge has Ruthian power and Ruthian size comparatively to everyone else in the league. But he's also the best defender in right field in all of baseball, except maybe for Mookie Betts. The jury's out on that because Judge saved a lot of runs. He saved more than Mookie this year. So Judge is, in my opinion, going to get even better over the next few years. He's got a history, if you look back at his minor league career, of conquering levels. He'll he'll struggle for a bit and then conquer it. He did that in the major leagues too. He conquered the league in 2017, should have been the MVP, got robbed. He beat Altuve in almost every statistic. But then 2018 comes along, he gets hurt, suffers the wrist injury. He hadn't really gotten hot up to that point either. I don't think he had any 2 home run games in 2018. But he dominated against the Red Sox in the playoffs. Remember, he hit that home run. I think it was off of Kimbrel. I think he took Kimbrel deep a couple times that year. So, he had a great postseason. And you're looking forward to see, okay, what can old number 99 do in 2019? Well, he gets off to a decent start, but then he has the rib injury, the oblique injury, which they need to figure out. They need to figure out why he has that, because he had the same thing his rookie year. That's what shut him down. And he misses, I think it was about 2 months. And then he comes back and he struggles. He's struggling to pull the ball. And I think that might have been a product of him just being afraid to really let loose because not trusting that oblique. When you have an injury to your side like that, even though you know it's better, you're still cautious. You're still tentative in your swing. And even a tentative Aaron Judge was still putting up decent numbers. He just wasn't pulling the ball. He was hitting it 450 to right field instead of to left field. But then he hits a ball in Oakland that goes like 470 feet, something like that. He just annihilates a ball to the back of the bleachers in left field. And from that point on, he was pulling the ball, and he played really well. He didn't do as well in the postseason in terms of power, but he did get hits. He took the ball through the right side. So I just want to see a healthy, full season from Aaron Judge. Now that he's adjusted to the league is kind of adjusted to him. He does get too many strike threes called that are below the knee. I think that's a big reason for all the strikeouts, but he can't chase that pitch. You can't give in to the pitcher and go after a pitch like that because you're not going to do anything with it. So he's got to stick with his game plan, look for them to get something, thigh high or higher, up to about, stomach high, and over the plate. And he's going to just damage that baseball. So I'm looking forward to see what he can do this season if he stays healthy. And if you have a healthy Stanton with him the entire season, I want to see what those guys can do. So 2020, I'm just looking forward so much to this season. And mark my words, if these guys are healthy, they're both going to hit 40 home runs this season. We can come back and check the tape at the end of the year. If these guys both play, Stanton and Judge, both play 145 games, they'll both hit 40 home runs. So looking forward to this season. Join me pretty much every day for new videos.